Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are amazing. Hope you guys are just doing great, man, considering the times that we're living in. Anyway, I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's healthy, and I hope everybody is amazing. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Anyway, as you can see by the title of today's video, I am going to be talking about something that is very close to my heart, something that I've recently just gone through. Well, it's something it's a journey that I started almost 2 years ago, but I didn't know it would lead here when I started the journey. But I'm glad that it led here, and I'm glad that I was able to go through this whole journey, because I know a lot of women, I know a lot of girls go through the struggle of having big boobs. I know some happen to embrace them and love them, and we learn to love them, but I know that sometimes you just wish that you could get rid of them, which is something that I eventually did. Now, this is something that is very close to my heart, because there's a lot of you go through a whole lot of emotions when you decide that you want to go through a breast reduction surgery. It might not be the same for everybody. The journey might be different for each and every single person, emotionally and physically, but I know that there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of planning as well, especially in South Africa, because not many women speak out about this. Not many women actually go out there and speak out about having a problem with their big breasts and the problems that big breasts may pose on them. So I'm going to be talking about my journey. I hope you guys, I'm actually thinking of making this a whole series where I'll be talking about different things, and then eventually I'm going to ask questions and answer questions from those who want to find out more about the journey and everything. I did do a little bit of research just so that I can help a lot of girls and a lot of women out there. I don't want to bring on information that's like cliche information that you know or whatever. I'm trying to help as many women as possible, especially those who are interested in doing breast reduction surgery, to be able to be well informed and actually go for it. Okay, now let's get straight into the video. I'ma keep it rising, say keep going higher, I 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 keep, we keep going higher. Okay, like I said, I wanted to make this a series. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to speak about different things in different videos. But in my first video, I just wanted to give you guys a background of my story, of when and how I came about to doing breast reduction surgery. Okay, so it all started in 2018. Yes, it started in 2018, but I'd like to believe it started way before then, because I know a friend of mine actually went for a breast reduction surgery in 2016, end of the year. 2016, end of the year, and she eventually told me about it, and I was like, what? Like, it wasn't something that I had ever thought about doing or ever thought I wanted to do, you know. I never liked my big breasts, but I learned to love them and embrace them. But then I always felt like they were overwhelming, they were big and all of that, because also I'm a girl with a tiny body, so having breasts that large was sometimes really overwhelming and just overbearing on me. So when she spoke about it and she explained that she went through the whole process and everything, and she showed me her boobies, her new boobies and everything, I was like, wow, so people actually do this thing, and and it was nice to have someone that was close to me who actually went through the process, because then it felt closer to home, you know, because we see these things on television, on TV and all of that, overseas even, where people go through breast reduction surgery, even breast augmentations, where you enlarge your breasts or you lift your breasts or whatever. We see all of these things most of the time overseas. We barely see them here at home in South Africa. So for me, it was like, wow, this is really interesting that somebody close to me actually did her surgery right here. So she walked me through the process of everything that she went through, and she was like, friend, if you also want to do it, I think it will be very great for you. I promise you it will change your life. I promise you you'll feel like a load has been lifted off your shoulders, literally. She explained so much, and she was very encouraging, and I was so happy for her as well. I'd like to believe she's the main reason why I actually even considered doing a breast reduction surgery, because I didn't have any information whatsoever about it. And also another thing was, the information that I had at the time was that this whole surgery is super expensive. There's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to do this through my parents paying for me or whatever. I'm going to have to work hard myself and actually go for the breast reduction surgery. Now, moving on from 2016, I didn't immediately think about doing the breast reduction surgery then, but it was something I did think about as time went by, where I was like, you know what, this was in 2017 now, where I was like, I'd like to do it, but like I'm super scared, like I'm afraid of pain, like I've got a huge phobia of pain, anything that is painful. So for me, the thought of going under the knife was super scary. So it was something that I thought about, but like once in a while. So come 2018, I actually started doing some research. 2018, around June, July, I actually started doing some research on breast reduction surgery and everything. I started watching videos on YouTube. I started researching doctors and surgeons in Pretoria, in Joburg, basically in South Africa, and reading reviews and looking at some of the work that they've done previously, right? But in my mind, I was like, if I do consider doing this breast reduction, I'd like to go to the doctor that my friend went to, because not only have I heard good reviews about him, you will later on in the coming videos to come, you will later on find out who that doctor is. But not only did I hear great reviews about him, but I had a friend who actually went to him, someone close to my heart who actually went to him, and I've seen his results face to face. So I'm not going anywhere else. So fine, I did my research, I started watching videos, and that, to be honest, it made me even more scared, because I ended up thinking against it. And I also started another thing I started researching was, is it possible to do breast reduction through medical aid? Because for example, I'm on medical aid, and if I could get it done through medical aid, I just felt like it would be less stressful on my parents, because I know it is expensive. When I was researching it at the time, it was like around 50,000 rands going up, and I'm like, whoa babes, like that's a whole lot of money. I don't think I'm gonna have that much money, and I don't think my parents are gonna have that money to just pay right there and then. So fine, so there were a lot of factors that made me decide, you know what, I don't need this, I don't want this, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to exercise a bit and lose some weight. Hopefully my boobs will go down. Babes, reality check, my boobs didn't go down. Instead they went bigger. I don't know how, but they went bigger. So fine, that's another struggle that women have, is that the more you exercise, you'll think, in your mind you'll think, okay, I'll lose some boob weight and whatever, when in actual fact, in some cases that doesn't happen. You don't lose the weight, and your boobs actually eventually become bigger or look bigger, because you've now lost weight, but they're still there and they're still that same size. So eventually they look even much more bigger on your new lost weight or new body after you've lost some weight. So obviously now I was dealing with that problem, and that's when I realized that my boobs aren't they're not overweight, if that makes sense. Like I'm not necessarily, I don't have like, I don't know how to explain it, but like I'm not overweight by my boobs, so there's nothing I can do about them in terms of losing weight. I can't lose weight on my boobs. So fine, but I still forgot about it. Then come 2019, I went to university. I started at university. You know, in university you constantly sitting and studying. If you're not in class, you're at home sitting on your table, sitting by a table, pretending to study or actually studying. You know the gist. But yeah, so now I started experiencing severe back pains. Now this is where I started experiencing like excruciating back pains. they were the worst. I don't want to lie. I hated them. I hated myself. I hated my boobs for doing that to me. Yeah, man. But like, they put me through so much pain throughout the whole of 2019. Then in July 2019, I decided to book an appointment with Dr. Saul Braun, who is in Johannesburg, and that is the surgeon that my friend used for her breast reduction surgery. So I made an appointment with him. My mom and I went to him and we consulted, and he assured me that he could do the surgery and it would cost this and this and this amount, and he'll write a motivation to my medical aid and see if they can pay. And also the medical aid that I'm on is GEMS, the emerald option, or yeah, the emerald option. So he said they're the ones that usually approve breast reduction surgeries out of all the medical aids. So I was like, okay, great, to do that, and then I can do the surgery in November when I come back from school. So cool. He submitted the stuff. Medical aid declined it, and a part of me is happy right now. I'm happy that it did decline it, because he's in Joburg and I live in Pretoria, so it's quite a drive to go there for surgery, come back, go there to remove your drains, come back, go there for your consultation with your doctors and everything, and your checkups and stuff. So for me, I felt like it was just going to be too much for me. So I'm just glad that it didn't, but I loved his work. I think he's a great surgeon. He's one of, if I hadn't gone to the surgeon that I went to, I most probably would have gone to him. So fine, I let that go, and I came back in November. My medical aid declined it, right? I came back in November, and then in December a lot happened regarding the back pains again. If you watch my videos, you know I did a video about my ICU story. I'll link the video down in the description box below so that you can go and watch and see what happened. But a lot of things happened regarding my back pains and everything. So that's when I decided, you know what, I am doing the surgery. Come rain, come whatever, I'm doing the surgery. Even my parents were like, you know what, let's make plans, let's start working towards this. So in January, in December, I went to go consult with my GP, and I got a referral letter from her so that I can actually go see a surgeon, and she gave me a referral letter to another doctor who actually worked with women who actually worked with breast cancer for women. So I went to him, and I thought he was going to be the surgeon, but he told us that he's not the surgeon. What he does is that he works with a lot of women with cancer, that have cancer and all of that. He doesn't necessarily do breast reduction surgeries, but he knows somebody who does an amazing job at breast reduction surgeries in Pretoria. So he wrote a letter, a recommendation and everything, and sent it to him, and he also booked an appointment for me by the other doctor, who is Dr. Paul Binar at the Brooklyn Day Clinic, I think that's what it's called. Yes, so he booked me an appointment there, and eventually I went to go consult there. And nice thing about the other doctor though is that he also did what's that thing that you do to check cancer? I forgot the word. Anyway, so I went to go see the other doctor, the other surgeon, Dr. Binar, at the Brooklyn Day Clinic, and I consulted by him, and he assured me, he's like, you're a perfect candidate for breast reduction surgery, and I'm going to write a motivation for your medical aid, and hopefully they will approve it, and all of that. And I was like, great. Then I left in February, and I left end of January to go back to school, and they were going to write the motivation. So eventually I left, and then we all know that the corona happened. 2020, the corona happened and everything, so I had to come back. I came back in March. Then I wrote an email to them asking them how if they've sent the motivation to my medical aid and how it's going and all of that. And they also did tell me that once the medical aid responds, they will also respond to us, precisely my mom, because she's the medical aid, she's the main member of the medical aid. So fine, they do. Then eventually, and they also say that they've also closed because of lockdown. They're not doing breast reduction surgery. So then eventually moved to stage 4, where they opened now for breast reduction surgery. And eventually, this was around May, if I'm not mistaken, around May, and eventually started compiling everything again, and then beginning of June, no man, I think we were level 3 or level 4, I don't remember, to be quite honest. I've been home for a long time. So but this was in June, like this was like now in mid-June. They sent the motivation and everything to Gems again, and then Gems responded. At first they responded with an SMS saying that they've declined the whatever, and then eventually they responded again. But they did also make me aware that I need to first wait for the first one. It might say decline, and then wait a few days for a second one, and it will most probably say approved. And that's exactly what happened. 2 days later it was approved. Guys, I was so happy. I actually didn't believe it. My mom called me to say, I just got an email from Gems saying your breast reduction surgery has been approved. Guys, I kid you not, I screamed because I was so happy. Like, I couldn't believe that this was happening. That was the one thing like I had wanted in the last 2 years. That was the one thing that I was like, you know what, I'm working so that I can make money, so that I can do this surgery and get it over and done with. I really need to do this for myself. But it was approved, and I had my surgery 2 weeks later on the 30th of June. And yeah, man, I've just been on a healing journey and I've been loving it. It's been great, it's been amazing, and I've been enjoying it. So that has been my breast reduction surgery journey. Yes. Now in the next videos, videos that I'm going to be doing, I am going to be speaking about, I'm going to be going into details on how I did it, on what I did for each and every process. And I'm also going to be showing pictures, I'm going to be showing videos if I can. I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm healing, and it's been over a month now, and I'd like to say I'm healing pretty well. It's almost 2 months now. I'm healing pretty well. I can move around, I can do a whole lot of stuff. I'm back, I can drive, I can't think of anything that I can't do. You know, for me it's been a great healing journey. I haven't had any complications or anything like that. So I'm just really grateful. I'm just really thankful. I thank God that he gave me the opportunity to do this. I know a lot of women are struggling with it. But yeah, man, I'm really grateful, and I'm hoping that with these videos I'm going to be able to help some people so that they can also do their breast reduction surgery. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys really do enjoy it. I hope you guys do learn something from it, and I hope you'll stay tuned for the other videos to come, because they're going to be more informative. I love you guys so much.